Radio, I'm Christina Onnested. It's International Women's Day today. Abortion rights advocates in the U.S. are planning actions in support of the right to choose. In Texas, 5 women who were denied abortions, even though carrying their pregnancies endangered their lives, are suing the state over its abortion ban. The Center for Reproductive Rights says it's the first lawsuit of its kind, but will not be the last. Eileen Alfandary reports.
Amanda Zarowski had finished the invitation list for her baby shower when she suffered preterm labor rupture of her membranes at 18 weeks of pregnancy. Her doctors told her there was nothing they could do to save her pregnancy, but they also could not terminate it so long as they could detect a fetal heartbeat. Not until Zarowski's life was in imminent danger.
In a matter of minutes, I went from being physically healthy to developing sepsis, a condition in which bacteria in the blood develops into infection with the ability to kill in under an hour. I spent the next 3 days in the intensive care unit, surrounded by my family who booked last-minute flights because they feared for my life.
Zarowski survived, but the infection caused by waiting for an abortion caused one of her fallopian tubes to become permanently closed, making a future pregnancy more difficult to achieve. She calls the Texas restrictions barbaric. Nancy Northup is the president of the Center for Reproductive Rights, which is suing the state of Texas on behalf of the 5 women and 2 obstetricians who say they can no longer practice medicine as they were trained.
It is the first lawsuit in which individual women have sued a state for the harm that they endured because abortion care has been criminalized. No one should be forced to wait until they are at death's door to receive health care.
I'm Eileen Alfandary.
A day of mourning in Palestine after Israeli forces invaded the West Bank city of Jenin and raided a home, killing 6 Palestinians. Medical sources in Palestine confirmed dozens others were wounded. Rami Amigari reports from Gaza.
In the West Bank city of Jenin, Palestinians took to the street in mourning of the men killed, and a general strike was declared for tomorrow in protest. The Israeli military said it had killed the suspected assailant behind a fatal shooting of 2 Israeli brothers in the northern West Bank town of Hawara last week. That sparked a violent mob of Israeli settlers who attacked Palestinian homes and burned cars. Tuesday's raid was the latest in a string of deadly arrest operations by the Israeli military in the northern West Bank. As violence surges to its highest levels, I am Rami Al-Mighari in Gaza.
Millions in France are marking day 2 of an open-ended strike against President Emmanuel Macron's plan to raise the retirement age to 64. Charles de Ledesma reports.
On Tuesday, large demonstrations took place across France, with scuffles breaking out between protesters and riot police in Paris. Now, train and metro drivers, refinery workers, garbage collectors and others are holding further strikes in efforts to keep up pressure on the government amid the ongoing parliamentary debate about the pensions reform. Also, new protest actions focused on women and the retirement reform's impact on working mothers are expected to coincide with International Women's Day. Activists see the pension reform as unfair to women, notably as it would further deepen gender inequalities faced during careers. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
Federal investigators have announced a special investigation into Railroad Norfolk Southern following a fiery derailment on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border in February and several other accidents. The most recent accident led to a train conductor's death early Tuesday. The National Transportation Safety Board says it will begin a broad look at the railroad safety culture. It says it has sent investigation teams to look into 5 significant accidents involving Norfolk Southern since December of 2021. The agency says it's urging the company to take immediate action to review and assess its safety practices. President Joe Biden has proposed new taxes on the rich to help fund Medicare. He says his plan would help to extend the insurance program's solvency by 25 years and provide a degree of middle-class stability to millions of older adults. He made his proposal in an essay in the New York Times. He wants to increase the Medicare tax rate from 3.8% to 5% on income exceeding $400,000 per year, including salaries and capital gains. Prior estimates by the Tax Policy Center have said such a plan would raise $117 billion over 10 years. More than 65 million people rely on the program. It costs roughly $900 billion each year. The number of Medicare enrollees is expected to continue growing as the U.S. population ages. Funding for the program is a problem, with federal officials warning without cuts or tax increases, Medicare might not be able to cover or pay for 90% of benefits by 2028. Biden's suggested Medicare changes are part of a fuller budget proposal he plans to release Thursday in Philadelphia. I'm Christina Onnested, reporting for Pacifica Radio.